We have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put two dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Samir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coons. The white man that go nuts if he cash you. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Ahmadiyyah.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, given to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations, I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
I'm getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation.
Queen.
In my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat.
This is the sound of Eric Malcolm.
It's a cut on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans, and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got...
This message is for Tiffany Hidashi. Tiffany Hidashi, the American comic, African-American comic. I saw a video where she visited Zimbabwe and she seemed extremely shocked that in Zimbabwe there are shops, grocery shops, large grocery shops like America. I was very, very disappointed with her comments. Tiffany, I will not repeat your name again, Tiffany. I urge you to come to my country, Laughter Republic. You will see a country better than America. In fact, lots of African Americans are relocating to my country. Tiffany, you should not be surprised by what we offer in Africa. I don't know how to get hold of Tiffany. I know that she hooks up with, what's his name, that short one, Kevin Hart. If she gets this message, or if there's anyone who knows her, tag Tiffany Hidashi. The name is President Obonjo of Laughter Republic. I was really shocked that you were shocked that we had grocery stores in Zimbabwe. Come to Laughter Republic. I will show you bigger grocery stores than the ones that you have in America. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.
Okay, I absolutely cannot. All right, now y'all know Tiffany Haddish is an idiot. He said she came over to Zimbabwe and said that she was shocked that they had grocery stores. How dumb is she? Okay, and then he said she's with the short one, Kevin Hart. I love the way he said her name, Tiffany Hadashi. Hadashi. So that all being said, likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you for tuning in once again to the Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur TV show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your Daily Vitamins. Okay, so let's get into it. Now, yesterday I reported to you about a 90-year-old man by the name of Nelson Beckett, who sadly was killed when someone was carjacking him. But now I have a little bit more information on that story, so let's get into it. Likes up, everyone. Please don't forget to like and share. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr._A_Shakur, TikTok at Dr. A Shakur, Twitter at DGoddess27. Okay, and also for those of you who follow the spiritual channel, I'll be live on there today at 6:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, and if you don't like what the Queen is cooking, you already know what to do. All right, hey, Nancy X, Deronda, Cherokee Descendant Dale, Claudette, Dragon Lily. Okay. Dragon Lily said, Queen, you are sparkling beautiful. Thank you, beloved. Sandra, Too Much For You is here. Nita's and Mike's World, Claudette, Pearly, Stacy Quentin, All Hell Nah in the house, Junior Thorpe. All right, Danielle. Okay, OG Patrice is here. Terry Lee King, hey, beloved. All right, and Tawana, Jeff ATL. Okay, so let's get into it. Likes up, beloveds.
This is a call to action. Houston, Texas, you guys are up. I need all my fellow veterans to put boots on the ground down there in Houston, Texas. One of our fellow veterans, Nelson Beckett, 90 years old, was unalived by a menace. He was just coming out of his apartment, getting ready to go shopping. A menace walked up to him and carjacked him. Not only carjacked him, he used a weapon and then ran him over and left him there. This man didn't bother nobody, and everybody loved him in that entire community over there. They loved him, had nothing but great things to say. And here it is now. We have a grandfather, great-grandfather, a father, uncle, somebody's child, unalive because of a menace.
Hijacking happened. Police found the victim's car just 10 minutes away at another apartment complex on Dunlap Street. For hours, detectives combing through that car that was stolen from the 90-year-old veteran. What we know at this time is that police do not believe that the suspect and the victim knew each other, rather, this being a random targeted crime against a senior citizen.
I heard one gunshot, and when I had looked out the window, I saw a whole bunch of polices in the parking lot.
This young girl isn't the only one who heard the moment. A veteran was shot.
I heard men arguing. The next thing I know, I heard a gunshot, so I ducked back into my garage.
Rod Bosin's backyard abuts to the parking lot of the Lone Star Living Senior Apartments in Braes Oaks. Through the cracks in his fence, he saw the suspect confront the senior, shooting him moments later.
And he's laying on the ground, a little shopping cart next to him like he was getting ready to go shopping.
Witnesses know the man as Mr. Nelson, a veteran who who was shot and killed on Labor Day weekend, a holiday he fought to keep free.
This is as bad as it gets, that's all I'll say.
Just 10 minutes away at this apartment complex on Dunlap Street, Houston police found the stolen car, but there's no sign of the suspect.
His face was pretty covered up, so you couldn't see anything but his eyes.
It's that person police are still looking for, calling them armed and dangerous.
You're attacking the elderly people, middle of the day, Labor Day weekend. I mean, they're toward the end of their lives, just living their lives, and you do this? It needs to be caught and stopped quick.
Houston police is continuing to hunt down leads on this suspect. However, after they dumped the vehicle here at this apartment complex, they really don't have a track on where he was.
Somebody knows what happened. Somebody saw something. I know this day and age, people have cameras everywhere, on apartments, poles, cardboard boxes. Somebody seen something. Please say something. This is totally sad. I mean, really sad. Keep his family lifted in prayer. But this is a call to action. And we need boots on the ground. We need to find out who did this and get that menace off the street.
Okay, so like I told you on yesterday, that story is absolutely heartbreaking. 90 years old. Imagine you living that long, and then you lose your life to some just random act of violence by some thug. I hope that they find whoever did this, okay, and put them under the jail. That is also sad. And my uncle is a Navy veteran, by the way. And so anyway, condolences again to his family, friends, and loved ones. Okay, so now in other nefarious news, this is all so crazy. Now, this former cop is accused of raping his own daughter and even the adopted daughters of his ex-wife, okay, and brutalizing his son. And now he's just walking around on bail. But let's get into it. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. Shakur, a 55-year-old officer from Denver by the name of Michael Hawkins, who, by the way, was once praised for his response in the 2012 Aurora movie theater incident, is walking around free after he's been accused of violating his own biological daughter and abusing his son. Meanwhile, the mother has been arrested for not wanting to go to reunification therapy, which she deems as just a tactic for manipulation. Let's get into it. After a 2-year investigation, Officer Michael Hawkins was charged with 6 counts of assault, also 1 misdemeanor count of child abuse. This all spanned over 20 years from 2002 until 2021. Now, basically, his daughter and his son were the victims. Please pay attention. He's also accused of assaulting the daughters of his ex-wife, Rachel Pickrell Hawkins, and also for holding their eldest son underwater until he almost blacked out in 2018. Now, the son thinks that this was retribution for him catching Hawkins touching the daughters. Okay, please pay attention. Now, the mother currently has custody of their 2 youngest sons, ages 10 and 13, and they're currently living in a shelter for victims of DV. Hawkins is fighting to gain custody of the sons through a court-ordered reunification therapy program. And the mother's pushing back against it, saying that these sessions are nothing but coercion, gaslighting, manipulation, and psychological abuse. Hawkins made headlines in 2012 after the Aurora movie theater incident because he was one of the first responders. Okay, there was 12 people deleted and 70 people that were wounded. And he even testified at the suspect's trial. He tearfully recalled how he had to carry out the body of a 6-year-old girl. This supposedly left Hawkins suffering from PTSD, and he later medically retired from the Aurora Police Department in 2018. He told his ex-wife that all of the problems stemmed from the theater incident. His ex-wife says that these incidents had been going on prior to that. They were going on beforehand. And so he can't use that as an excuse, okay? And also, she says after the initial R-wording of his own daughter and the S abuse, well, those things continued for years. And even her daughters that were not his biologically, but he adopted them, well, she claims that they also were S abused by him for years. Please pay attention. Of course, Hawkins adamantly denies all of the allegations. His attorneys are trying to paint Rachel Pickrell Hawkins as someone who's manipulative and a liar and just not a credible witness. But what about what his own children said about him? Okay, I find it all very interesting. Would they all just be making these things up, just saying these things out of thin air? I don't think so. Okay, please pay attention. Now, since Rachel Pickrell Hawkins refused to take the reunification therapy sessions, the judge said that she was interfering and then sentenced her to 7 weekends in jail. Meanwhile, Hawkins was freed on a $50,000 bail with a GPS tracker. Aside from sending Pickrell Hawkins to jail for 7 weekends, the judge ordered her to pay the full $370 cost of any sessions that her sons attend alone and to split the bill with her ex for any sessions that he attends. In his decision, Lorimar County District Court Judge Daniel McDonald cast doubt on the claims against the former officer. Now, McDonald wrote on July the 6th that the court also notes that no criminal charges have been filed and the Department of Human Services finding can be based on statements of the child alone with no corroborative evidence. Please pay attention. Rachel Pickrell Hawkins made arrangements for her children to stay with relatives while she's in jail. But what's interesting to me is that the judge seems to be very biased. He's saying that there's no corroborative evidence from the witness or the victim. But at the end of the day, what or who is corroborating the evidence from Hawkins? Okay, I just have several questions. This is all so crazy at the end of the day. He's literally walking around free while the mother is in jail because she didn't want to go to sessions. And mind you, these sessions were supposed to repair the relationship between he and his sons. Well, how did the relationship get messed up in the first place? Maybe it was when he held the son under that water in 2018 until he almost blacked out, allegedly. Okay, please pay attention. Okay, so that's absolutely nefarious, all right? And he's walking around on bail. He should have got none. And the judge, in my opinion, is a male chauvinist pig and just clearly biased. Okay. He treated the ex-wife so nasty. Now, the couple has 4 children, 3 of which are minors. And Hawkins is seeking custody of the 2 youngest boys, aged 10 and 13. Court documents claim that Hawkins actually abused his 17-year-old daughter throughout her entire childhood, starting when she was only 5 years old, and then almost drowned the couple's older son, who's now 19 years old. The 19-year-old said Hawkins used police tactics because remember, he's a former police. Now, he retired in 2018, claiming that he was having he took medical retirement, retired medically, because he claimed that he was suffering from trauma from 2011 when they had that whole incident at the Aurora movie theater. Okay, he's one of the cops who went in there. But anyway, and he also said that's why he was doing all this stuff to his kids. Okay, but the wife said he'd been doing these things, apparently, from what the kids have said. So anyway, goes on to say that the 19-year-old said Hawkins used police tactics to hold him underwater during a 2018 trip to Costa Rica. Now, the teen claims that he believed his father was vengeful because he had previously confronted him about seeing his hand down his sister's underwear. Sick freak. Now, Pickrell Hawkins, who's the mother, currently has custody of the minor children who are living in a domestic violence shelter. She told the Denver Gazette that she has arranged for her children to go and stay with relatives while she's in jail. This is so sad. Hasn't this woman and her children been through enough? And now they have to resort to living in a shelter? Aside from sending Pickrell Hawkins to jail for 7 weekends, the judge ordered her to pay the full $370 cost of any sessions that her sons attend alone and to split the bill with her ex for any that he attends. Now, in his decision, Lorimar County District Court Judge Daniel McDonald cast doubt on the claims against the former cop. So he just basically tried to act like the lady's lying. McDonald wrote on July the 6th, the court also notes that no criminal charges have been filed, and the Department of Human Services finding can be based on statements of the child alone with no corroborative evidence. While the judge's decision came before the criminal charges against Hawkins, Pickrell Hawkins claims the judge was aware of a criminal probe that was already, in the beginning stages. Now, criminal charges were filed against Hawkins later on July the 29th after a nearly 2-year investigation. So if they investigated him for 2 years, I'm quite sure they knew what he had done. Okay, please pay attention. And here's what let me just pull up the video of the ex-wife, what she had to say, because she actually posted a TikTok about this. Likes up, everyone, please, like and share. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Here we go.
Well, hello. This is Rachel Pickrell Hawkins.
Hold on, I'm going to reshare on the TikTok so it'll be bigger.
Hello. This is Rachel Pickrell Hawkins. I just want to make a quick video because I am going to see my babies. It's been a hard couple of days and I miss them very, very much. And this has been quite an experience and I've learned a lot. I have things that I have found out from inside. And there was another mom there a couple months ago. Same reason I'm there. Same reason I've been sentenced. And if any of you know this mom who had a court hearing possibly in Larimer County about 2 months ago, could be right around the end of June, maybe a couple days or so before June 26th. Or if any of you know moms who are going through this, especially if you know of any of them that have been sentenced for these same reasons involving corrupt reunification therapists, particularly Christine Bassett of Lighthouse Christian Counseling in Fort Collins, or any of her associates, please reach out. You can contact me at justiceforthechildrennow@gmail.com. You can make comments. I guess there's a GoFundMe account. So thank you. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for those that were there when I went in, and thank you to those that were there when I got out. It's not over. We have a long fight ahead of us to root out these corrupt, bad actors, but together we can do it because there are countless children like mine. And I just found out that there's a Fort Collins mom who lost her babies after seeing Christine Bassett for reunification therapy, and I am so sorry. Please contact me. Please contact me. I want to do anything I can to help you. This has to stop. This is insanity. This is complete and total insanity. I made it through. I have a lot to say about it. I had no idea when I got out there would be over 500,000 views of the story, that there would be funds there. We have to pull together. We have to save these children, and we have to help these mamas. And I'm never going to stop. I'm not. I will not stop. I will find out who else: Judge McDonald, Magistrate Christensen, Christopher Estel, Christine Bassett, and whoever else is involved in this. I have suspicions of many people involved in this case, in this civil case. Many. And unfortunately, this corruption is leaking in to that criminal case, which I am not able to speak about. But I can tell you they are trying everything they can to influence that and to stop it. And they really don't want this out. Elections are coming, and these judges cannot stay on the benches. And I have heard that Christopher Estel is up for a judgeship. People like that cannot be our judges. They are not just. They do not care about the children. They do not care about families. They do not care about people. It has to stop. And I promise you, I will do everything I can to bring a stop to it. I will not stop talking. I've already received threats before this to stop talking. Excuse my language. The quote was, "You better stop talking or I'm going to smack the fuck out of your face." I'm not going to stop talking. We can do this. But right now I need to go see my babies. There's more to this. And I'm going to see to it that it comes to an end and that my children and any other children are saved from this. Enjoy your families tonight. To that mama that lost her babies, I am praying for you. I would love to meet you and wrap my arms around you and comfort you in any way I can. Know that you are being thought of right now, and I will not stop fighting for justice and joy for your children. We can do this. Justice for the children now.
That's extremely sad. Okay. And here's the thing, with the reunification therapy sessions, the reason she didn't want to take them is, like she said, they're full of manipulation tactics. Okay. It's just a whole lot of BS. And here's the thing, when these women come to court trying to get custody of their children and exposing things that these nefarious men have done to their children, judges like the judge that she went before, what they'll do, and I believe his name is Judge Daniel McDonald, but what they'll do is they'll order them to take this therapy, reunification therapy, and they basically demonize the women. Okay, they basically demonize the women, act as though the women are lying and just saying things, and as if the women are building or putting a wedge between the man and the children, when in fact the children have already, exposed the things that have been done to them. And I absolutely believe those children at the end of the day. It's just a very sad state of affairs, beloveds. Okay, please pay attention. And here's the thing you have to look at also. They actually conducted a 2-year investigation. You're going to tell me after 2 years of investigating, and they finally decide to charge him with several counts. Now the judge wants to act like the mother is the one lying. Now, Hawkins was back on the news in 2017. Listen to this. After a woman accused him and 3 other officers of stomping on her head after she was falsely accused of assaulting him. Now, Aurora ended up paying the woman $335,000 in a settlement. Okay, Hawkins retired the next year after he filed a fit for duty medical exam. Okay, and so when the Daily Mail reached out to this police department where he previously worked, well, they didn't have anything to say. Okay, they didn't have anything to say, which I find all very interesting. And the nerve of the judge to sit there and act like the woman was the problem. Okay, fondling girls and doing all kinds of nefarious things, not just to his own daughter, but also her other 2 daughters that he, in fact, adopted. All of these kids are saying these things, okay? Like I said, and this is the same man who was once praised and hailed as a hero for the actions that he took when he was a first responder during that event that happened in Aurora at the movie theater, like I said. And that was, I believe, 2011, because he was one of the first people to go in there. And he talked about, at some point, he had talked about how he had to carry a 6-year-old child's body out of there, away from the scene, and then said that basically, this was actually in 2012. Okay, he said he had to carry her out of the place or whatever, out of the theater, and she was dead. And he said that caused him to have PTSD. Okay, maybe it did, I don't know, but at the end of the day, that's no excuse for this. Okay, and so he's 55 years old and he's facing 6 felony counts of ethnic assaulting a child, 1 misdemeanor of child abuse spanning over 20 years. Okay, allegedly from 2002 to 2021. With that all being said, he also was accused of molesting the daughters of his ex-wife, Rachel Pickrell Hawkins, and then holding the son underwater, as I told you. So yeah, this is very sad. And he's out on bail, walking around with a GPS monitor. Okay, walking around with a GPS monitor. while she had to do 7 weekends in jail. Make that make sense. So with that all being said, moving right along to the next story, I hope that the mothers that are affected by this, like she said, I hope they get their children back. Okay. And here's another thing. When I think about judges like the one in this case, now when they are so lenient on the so-called accused, but so harsh on the ones who file the suits or whatever, who come to court trying to fight them for custody, the women specifically, well, that just makes me think that they're perverts too. I mean, this judge may be a pervert for all we know, because otherwise, why is he trying to help this man? Okay, why is he trying to demonize the woman, saying that there was no cooperative evidence to prove what her daughter said? So anyway, likes up, everyone, please like and share. Now, let's talk about it, because there was a Black man who lost his life due to the police in DC. And the police are saying that he had a gun and that he tried to grab their gun or something. Hold on, let me pull this up. At the end of the day, the family's calling Cap. Okay, they're calling Cap a 26-year-old male. So the police say that on Sunday, just after 5:30 a.m., they received a call about a minor accident with an injury that happened in the drive-thru of the fast food restaurant located on Marionberry Avenue Southeast. Okay, the crash left minor damage to the building, according to the police. So they showed up with guns blazing. Okay, I'm going to go to the report. People want answers, and they want that dash cam footage or the body cam footage. Okay, that's what they're demanding, because the family doesn't believe it. And quite frankly, I don't either. I don't either. This man was an activist. Okay, lights up.
2 officers shot and killed an armed driver. It happened right here early yesterday morning at that McDonald's on Marionberry Avenue. About 2 hours ago, police identified that driver as 26-year-old Justin Robinson. And tonight, we are hearing from Robinson's family. They say he did community work focused on reducing violence in D.C. Here's our Rafael Sanchez-Cruz with the latest.
Community members tell me they have a lot of questions. They're trying to figure out what happened in the drive-thru of this McDonald's. Under DC law, DC police has 5 days to release the body-worn camera footage in this incident. And although it might be painful, family says they want to see this footage. Tonight, questions still remain in the case of the driver shot and killed Sunday morning by DC police at this McDonald's on Marionberry Avenue Southeast. Throughout the day, loved ones have been stopping by trying to piece together the incident that ended with the death of Justin Robinson.
I don't think he deserved this, and this is why I came up here on my own.
Police Chief Pamela Smith said that around 5:30, Robinson crashed into a wall in the drive-thru area of this McDonald's, and that when officers arrived, he was unresponsive. Smith says this gun was in Robinson's lap shortly after Robinson started moving, according to police.
And as officers gave him verbal commands to drop the weapon, the suspect grabbed the officer's service weapon. At that time, 2 of our officers discharged their service weapon, striking the suspect.
Why did it happen? Shots happen so many times. I'm not understanding.
Neighbors like Sean Taylor say they're having a hard time understanding the sequence of events described by police.
We need justice for Justin.
Family tells us a 26-year-old leaves behind a twin brother and that he was doing community work focused on violence reduction in Southeast DC.
He was getting himself together, doing great, doing good. He also went around the neighborhoods to help the children, try to better them, teaching them, taking them on jobs to get them off the streets.
The 2 officers involved in this incident are on leave, and we're told that this is under investigation by the U.S. Attorney's Office as well as by the Internal Affairs by the D.C. Police Department. In Southeast, Rafael Sanchez-Cruz, WUS.
Okay, so I don't believe it. Here's the thing. I've heard through the grapevine that he was asleep. That's why he crashed into the building. They said he had dozed off or something like that. Again, it was 5:30 a.m. in the morning. And then also, this is how you know that they're likely lying. Now, this is just my opinion. We haven't seen the body cam footage yet, but I'm willing to bet you that they're lying, because here's the thing. They say that he was passed out, and then when he woke up, he grabbed the officer's gun after he was told to put the gun down or whatever, and there was a gun on the seat. I just think that they shot him and killed him, because here's the thing. Well, how many times have I given you all stories, reported on stories where some black person was asleep in their car and they were shot up by the police? Okay, how many times have you all heard those stories? Okay, asleep in their car and shot up by the police. Why don't you shoot somebody that's asleep? And then they say, well, they weren't responding. We told them to do this or that and they didn't respond, so I fear for my life. That's crazy, because what if in fact it's a deaf person? Okay, what if it's someone who's mute, so they can't speak or they can't hear you? You see how ridiculously obtuse this is at the end of the day? Now let's go to the next report. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. It's all darn crazy. At the end of the day, I don't believe anything the police say until I have proof. Okay, and that's their fault, not mine.
Violence intervention in D.C. under the microscope, from funding to personnel. It all comes as Justin Robinson, who worked as an interrupter in the D.C. Attorney General's Cure the Streets program, was shot and killed by police this holiday weekend. And just 2 weeks after feds arrested Ward 8 council member Trayon White on bribery charges connected to contracts for council's funded programs. Violence interrupters, many times violent offenders returning to society, are tasked with stopping arguments before they turn to gun violence. Those close to Robinson say he was doing just that. Police say he went after an officer's firearm. Rebecca Turco has both sides as 7 News presses for answers when it comes to oversight of that work.
He was a good person. He want what they making them.
Eric remembers his cousin and fellow violence interrupter Justin Robinson as an honest man. He's urging Metropolitan Police to release the body cam video surrounding the 26-year-old's shooting death after protesters took to the streets last night demanding just that, sharing photos of him across social media, including one from Councilmember Trayon White.
We just need the video footage. We can't really say nothing but release the footage.
Robinson died early Sunday morning. Police say he'd been unresponsive after crashing into the McDonald's on Marion Barry Ave. Officers saw he had a gun, so when he started coming to, they told him to drop it. But authorities say as officers approached with their weapons drawn, he grabbed one of their weapons. Then 2 officers shot him. Robinson was a violence interrupter in the D.C. Attorney General's Cure the Streets program. He also had a criminal background, which the AG says isn't uncommon.
Here's the reality. A lot of people doing this work of violence interruption work in our city, they have been convicted of crimes in the past. They have done their time. They have done their penance. And now they are looking for ways to make their city better, to give back. And the vast majority of violence interrupters that I know and meet, even those that have a criminal record, are doing extraordinary work.
Law enforcement sources confirmed to 7 News Robinson and another man were arrested in connection to a 2016 shooting death. Robinson later pleaded guilty at age 19 to assault with intent to kill. AG Schwab wouldn't speak to that, saying he didn't know Robinson's specific background. He says he's going to let the facts play out for this case, adding there's supervision under this program, which is run by grant recipients.
Our office is regularly providing oversight, management, and oversight of the grantees, and the grantees are required to comply with their grant agreements, and we make sure that happens.
Eric says his cousin believed in his work as a violence interrupter.
He came up under a lot of violence, so all he wanted to do was change the neighborhood and himself and his friends that was around him for a better thing.
Robinson's death is still under investigation. Part of that process involves going through body cam video, and police typically have several days before releasing any requested video. Reporting from the district police station, Rebecca Turco, 7 News.
The community is mourning the loss of a beloved head.
Okay, so I'm calling cap. I don't believe it. Like I said, I'll be waiting for the body camera footage to come out. But the story just doesn't jive with me. How do you wake up from being passed out asleep to reaching for the cop's gun? And how does the cop let you get his gun? Reach for it. How does the cop let you try to take his gun? Were the windows rolled down and the cop was standing close to the window with his gun out? If so, that definitely sounds like a lie or foolishness. Because if you see someone in a vehicle and you don't know whether they're a dangerous person or not,
and you see that they have a vehicle either in their hand or on the seat, but they're passed out, why would you walk up closely to the car and be all up in the window with your gun in hand? So, it just doesn't make any sense to me, and I absolutely think they're lying. Okay, but let me continue. We'll see when that footage comes out, and I'm guaranteeing you that it's going to prove they lied. Now, if I'm wrong, but I believe it. Okay, it shakes me to my core. Infant dies after using fentanyl-coated pacifier and bottles as well, while her parents ran a dogfighting ring. This is all so crazy, honey. This person gave the baby fentanyl, put it on the pacifier, as well as the bottles. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. That's the thug right there. Okay. Her name is Sarah Constance Shakur Taylor. A South Carolina mother is behind bars over a shocking series of allegations, including the death of an infant and several abused animals. Sarah Constance Shakur Taylor, age 39, stands accused of 1 count of homicide by child abuse, 3 counts of conspiracy, 3 counts of animal fighting or baiting, okay, and 1 count of ill treatment of animals, according to the Charleston County Sheriff's Office. Now, the deceased girl in the case was all of 10 months old when she died of a fentanyl overdose, according to law enforcement. This is so darn sad. On May the 15th, sheriff's deputies were called to the defendant's residence on Hardwood Street in Ladson. Okay, a census designated place that spans 3 South Carolina counties, and which is located some 20 miles south northwest of Charleston, regarding an unresponsive infant. Okay, so the police were called because there was an unresponsive infant. Now, on the day of the incident, the child's father and Sandy Gathers, age 31, came home from work at about 3 p.m. to find the child lying on her stomach, at the foot of the bed. Okay, and Shakur Taylor was fast asleep. Now, Gathers advised that the defendant was with the child and is the primary caregiver of the child, according to the sheriff's office. Deputies on the scene attempted life-saving measures on the girl until firefighters and paramedics arrived, but the efforts were all in vain. The child was taken to a nearby hospital where she was pronounced deceased. The sheriff's office gave this information. They also said that an autopsy report was unable to determine any obvious injuries or a cause for the baby girl's death. However, a toxicology lab report came back from the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division, also known as SLED, SLED, that's an acronym, that showed the infant had a large amount of fentanyl in her system. Now, the affidavit suggests that the child was all but covered in the highly potent and often fatal drug, and states directly say that the girl, who was not being named, died from a fentanyl overdose. This is what they indicate. Say evidence collected from the incident location at the time of the incident included baby bottles, formula, a pacifier, and a dollar bill with a powdered substance on it. Okay, please pay attention. Saying these items were sent to the SLED lab for analysis. All of these items were positive for the presence of fentanyl. The defendant redacted both. Redacted. I guess they're not saying all of the information. Both advised that the bottles and formula were used by blank prior to her death. They redacted some of the names in here, some of the information. I don't know why, maybe because it's Becky, who knows. Now, during a subsequent interview with investigators, Shakur Taylor allegedly admitted to previously using fentanyl and an awareness of its effects, but she refused to provide a blood sample on the day her daughter died, according to the sheriff's office. Okay, the affidavit goes on to cite an advising toxicologist who explained that the amount of the drug in the infant's system could only be digested orally. Saying, as a parent, it shakes me to my core to see people be so careless and negligent with their children. Now, this mother made a terrible decision, and she's where she belongs. This is what Charleston Sheriff Kristen Graziano says. Now, saying the people of Charleston County should be advised that my deputies work hard and get people like this off the street. Shakur Taylor was originally held at the Dorchester County Detention Center, but last week was transported to the Sheriff's Al Cannon Detention Center in North Charleston. She's currently being held without bond, according to jail records.
A subsequent investigation charged both the defendant and Gathers, the father of the child, with a series of animal cruelty offenses over allegations of facilitating dog fighting. Okay, while investigating the home where the infant fatality occurred, deputies and SLED agents located approximately 15 dogs, most of which appear to be a breed of pit bull. Okay, an early June press release from the sheriff's office gave information saying that other items found in the residence and on the property were widely known to be used for dog fighting. Okay, due to the nature of the offense and the concern for the health of the animals, a search warrant was then issued. Now, according to court documents obtained by Law and Crime, deputies executing the search warrant detailed the presence of approximately 14 dogs appearing to be American Pit Bull Terriers, okay, who were tethered and chained around the premises of heavy-duty metal chains. It's all so crazy, and arranged in a manner consistent with the planned separation of fighting dogs. Investigators also found a series of alleged dogfighting implements, okay, included a wooden slat mill treadmill and digital weight measuring devices attached to the dog's collars. Now, initially, Gathers was arrested on a limited number of charges, which later expanded substantially. He currently stands accused of 4 counts of animal fighting or baiting, 5 counts of ill treatment of animals, 9 counts of conspiracy, and 1 count of hindering an officer, and 15 counts of being a violent felon in possession of a firearm. Okay, just a whole thug. He is not charged with the child's death. Well, who is? Somebody needs to be. I guess only the mother. It's all crazy. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Just a darn shame. So they're out here fighting dogs, trying to make money and grip people and doing things that are clearly nefarious as well as illegal. While the poor child, I guess they used the pacifier with the fentanyl on it to try to get the child to go to sleep. That's more than likely why they did it, with their stupid selves. Now, if you thought that was nefarious, now listen to this. This fool cracked her infant's back. Okay, this is what she said. She claims it was an accident, that she was just trying to crack the child's back. But here's the thing. Why would you crack a 3-month-old's back? And she's not a chiropractor, okay? She's not a chiropractor. Now, this happened in Phoenix. A Phoenix mother is facing murder. Let me put her face up on the screen. That's her right there with her stupid self. Okay, she's facing murder and child abuse charges after she allegedly intentionally performed a back cracking adjustment on her infant daughter. I don't believe she was doing no darn back cracking, okay? She probably bit that poor child back because she was angry, mad, because maybe the baby was crying, okay? Because I've heard a story like this before. And that's exactly what the person did in that case. In that case, it was Brad. But now here we have Felicia doing the same thing. Now, court documents obtained by the AZ family revealed that 26-year-old Wanda Jean Johnson was arrested on Monday in relation to the death of her 3-month-old daughter. She was booked on 1 count of first-degree murder and 1 count of child abuse. Police say that officers responded on March the 11th to a report of possible child abuse at Phoenix Children's Hospital. Now, there they learned that Johnson woke up to her daughter seizing, okay, in the bed beside her earlier that morning before arriving at the hospital. So this baby was having seizures. All right. Now, what she did was she just tried to give the baby something and then went back to sleep and then was awakened again when the baby was having more seizures. What kind of idiot is this? Okay. And so anyway, they go on to say, police say they responded and they learned that Johnson woke up to the child seizing. Now, Johnson reportedly asked her brother to search symptoms online and then wrapped the infant in a blanket, believing the child was cold, and then just went back to sleep. So she thought the child was cold. That's why she was shaking like that. Ooh, honey, this just makes me so angry. So police say Johnson said the seizure stopped and she didn't call the ambulance. The child had another seizure while Johnson's roommate recorded her on the phone. Now, Johnson then took her daughter to Banner Estrella Hospital in Phoenix. Okay, while at Banner, documents say that the child was determined to be in critical condition and was flown to Phoenix's Children's Hospital. Now, doctors and medical staff found that the infant had found that the infant had a brain bleed and swelling of the brain, which sounds to me like she was shaken so vigorously, okay, as well as broken ribs and cuts to her liver, among other injuries. She died the morning of March the 13th, 2 days later. This poor baby suffered. Now, during an initial interview with officers, Johnson denied causing the injuries. Later, during a follow-up interview, Johnson admitted that the day before the seizures began, she had performed a back cracking adjustment on the daughter. Court papers detailed that on Monday, Johnson reportedly spoke to the police again and demonstrated on a doll how she cracked her daughter's back. During that interview, police said she admitted that she didn't have any chiropractic training and was probably reckless in cracking her back. Now, arresting documents say that investigators asked if she was responsible for the injuries to the daughter, and she responded that was a possibility, but that she didn't do anything else to her and did not mean to hurt her. Johnson's being held in Maricopa County Jail on a $1 million cash-only bond. Good, because she won't be getting out, because we all know that this bitch don't have $1 million. This is so darn sad. What in the world is wrong with people? Okay, what is wrong with people? And you know, the sad thing is she has other children. And I hope she never sees them again. She has about 3 other children, mind you, which were taken from her custody, I'm sure. Okay, so just all very sad. Prayers and condolences to the family members that actually love this poor baby, okay, and to the baby's siblings, who are all very young themselves, by the way. So now let's talk about this man who got set on fire because he was caught in bed with an 18-year-old girl. Honey, and when the mother and her boyfriend came home, they gave him the ever-loving business. Okay, this is all nefarious. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Ooh, Jane said people done lost their little minds. Yes, they have. They absolutely have. And I just get sick and tired of hearing this stuff happening to children who are just so sweet and innocent and can't even defend their little selves.
To a gruesome scene in Overbrook where a man was set on fire. Neighbors also heard gunshots. Tonight, 2 people are in custody. Our Steve Keeley has the details from his police sources.
A couple pops. Then after that, followed up by screaming.
Neighbors heard gunfire, then screamed for help from the first floor apartment in this newer building here on Lansdowne Avenue this morning. Then seconds later, saw a man run out and into the street on fire. Was he on fire?
We seen him on the corner on fire. His shirt was on fire.
And as the man ran out on fire into the street screaming, drivers here on Lansdowne Avenue at 10:30 this morning stopped and got out to help. What were they doing to save his life?
They jumped out of the car and poured water on him.
And what was he doing, screaming?
Yeah, somebody help me, somebody help me.
Philadelphia police sources tell me the 40-year-old man set on fire was in bed with an 18-year-old woman when the woman's mother and her boyfriend came home to the apartment. And the 38-year-old man fired shots at the other man. Then the 35-year-old mother of the 18-year-old poured some flammable liquid on him and set him on fire, sources say. He then ran outside on fire. Both the police and fire departments responded here to those calling 911, rushing the man with burns to Jefferson Hospital in critical condition. So tonight, both that boyfriend and his girlfriend, the girl's mother, are in custody here at police headquarters, awaiting some serious felony charges. And sources say police are recommending that the district attorney charge them both with attempted murder, aggravated assault, and a slew of weapons charges. And Sheba, Jason, as stunning and shocking as that incident is already what we know, the neighbors that we met in that building tell us it was just the latest incident and nothing but trouble coming from that woman's first floor apartment.
All right, very interesting.
That is all nefarious, but I want you all to pay attention to something. James Allen says, Queen, thank you for the back-to-back work and the spiritual news too. Thank you, beloved, for your kind words. And I'm glad you appreciate my work. And I appreciate you. And thank you for your kind contribution to the channel. Peace, love, and blessings. Now, with that all being said, that's all nefarious. Okay, what is really going on here? But what I want you to pay attention to is how the newscaster, the reporter, kept saying an 18-year-old woman, and then the woman's mother came home. First of all, she's still a teenager, and although you're legal at age 18, she's still a teenager. And the reason I point this out is because I find it very interesting that when it's a Black person, they call our teenagers adults. But when it's Brad or Amy, they refer to them as children. And when Brad does something nefarious, they say boys will be boys, like in the case of Brock Turner. Isn't that what they said? Okay, so also remember the guy that was over in Brazil, the Olympic swimmer who didn't get to practice on time because he was out partying and drinking the night before, and he made up a whole lie saying that he got robbed, and they found out that he lied. And when they talked about it on the news, they said, oh, he's just a boy. He was just being a boy. He was 32 damn years old. 32 years old. Okay. But they called him a boy, but then they call an 18-year-old Black girl a woman. All right. This is all nefarious at the end of the day. Now let's get into the last story, and then the Queen's out of here. And don't forget to tune in. Don't forget to tune in at 6:15 on the Spiritual Channel for your daily or for your spiritual vitamins. Now, this is about a landslide that's going on. Okay. These people have been catching hell, apparently, and they're sitting here going in about it. All right. Expressing their frustrations. So likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance, beloveds. Here we go.
For neighbors in Rancho Palos Verdes after serious land movement, both electricity and the gas have been turned off, but many are choosing to stay in their homes anyway. Eyewitness News reporter Jory Rand live now after a meeting in which the community pleaded for help. Jory.
Such a tough situation for so many families in this area tonight, Mark. There were actually two meetings today. One special meeting on the power being cut off to more than 100 homes in this area. The other was the regularly scheduled city council meeting. You can imagine there were plenty of folks upset, frustrated, and scared at both of those meetings today as their gas is turned off, their power is turned off, and the land beneath their feet and their homes continues to shift.
We are not leaving. This community is not leaving. As somebody said at a meeting on Saturday to the sheriff, if you come to take us out of here, where are you going to put us? We're not going. So they won't have to worry about where we're going because we're not going anywhere.
Why are there homeless people getting kicked out of their house? You guys didn't have any backup systems for your sewers. That's absolutely incompetence. That's all.
So one of those residents tonight likening the situation to the Titanic. They're going down in the water, needs to be stopped. And there is a lot of blame going around. You heard City Council draw a lot of ire. A lot of it's going towards SoCal Edison, who gave people less than a day's notice that their power was going to be shut off. That was in the Portuguese Bend area Sunday. Yesterday, folks in the Seaview area were given mere hours before they lost their power. And then there are the complaints about development and water runoff, since water below ground is the cause of all this land movement in the first place. But this story should sum up frustration tonight. When SoCal Edison turned the power off, they turned off power to a portion of the city's sewer system, which is run on pumps. It needs power. It was a holiday weekend, and the city wasn't doing anything, so residents banded together, got some pumps, and hooked them up to the city's sewer system to get it back up and running themselves.
They didn't have any generators for the sewers. They didn't have any backup system. Our residents got together themselves, collected generators, some electricians, got the sewers running, and pulled off the evacuation order ourselves with no help whatsoever from the city.
If we have the land moving still and we haven't protected the land and stopped the water coming in, all the money you're going to get from the governor right now is going to go right down to the ocean. So we have a problem.
You know, they received less than a day notice before the lights were turned off. That is absolutely unacceptable. We need to do a better job to regulate our utilities so that they don't fail our residents like this.
As we were walking outside with the assembly member to talk to him, residents were coming up to him pleading for help on what they can do. Today, Governor Newsom declaring that state of emergency, but where will those funds go and how will they help? Residents here say they want to see the governor visit this area, talk with them, and see the damage that has been caused, to show him personally what they are going through. They are scared, they're frustrated, and really, they just don't know what to do.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC7 content by clicking the subscribe.
Okay, so that's all sad. At the end of the day, that they're going through all of that. I want you all to pay attention, though, because when we have these sorts of emergencies, they take their time about trying to do something about it. And it's real interesting that they know better, did that ish on purpose. Yeah, in my opinion, they probably did. Who knows, beloved? Who knows? But they take their time about addressing these things and pay attention. Flint, how long have they had poisoned water? Okay, the water is still poisoned. They still haven't fixed the issue. But you mean to tell me Kagame and Biden have money to send over to foreign countries? They have billions, not millions, billions of dollars to send over to Ukraine. Okay, please make it all make sense. Yes, TC Dan, it is nefarious. Okay. Luna said, did you see Kagame's hit and run in 2011? Luna, I believe that's a fake story, beloved. Trust me, if it was true, honey, I would have reported on it real quick. But that's a fake story. That news publication or outlet that they claim that it came from doesn't even exist really, or it does exist, but it was just created like maybe 2 weeks ago. Okay, so that's not true according to further review. So they say. You never know. Could have been true, and maybe they covered it up. I don't know, but they're saying it isn't true. That's why I didn't report on it, beloved. Okay. DSB said, remember, they still got laws on the books saying that we 3/5 a human, or when they're actually 3/5 a human. Yeah, they still do have that on the books. They absolutely do. Okay. So with that all been said, I hope you all enjoyed the broadcast, and I hope to see you all later on today for your spiritual vitamins on Queen Ahmadiyyah TV, More Than Meets the Third Eye. Until then, beloveds, each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your life. Peace.
Hit 'em with that flavor. Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece. This time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans, and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans, and I got